Sweet.
What's going on, everyone? Last time we were on our way up to do some pig hunting on Mauna Kea. I told you all we had some good info to release to you all. Some exciting news, probably a better way to put it. Well, the exciting news is that I've partnered with a company called Hunt to Eat, which is a brand built around hunting and fishing and the conservation of the wild places where these animals live. So that includes, making sure we have access to public lands and also to supporting hunters and fishers like you and me that are watching these videos and making these videos and getting out there and finding and hunting our own food. I urge you guys to go check them out on hunttoeat.com. They just released a new website that's pretty awesome. Loads of good information there, good recipes. It's built around using wild game in the kitchen. So check out the recipes on the Hunt to Eat website, hunttoeat.com. And also check out their t-shirts when you get a second. They got really cool t-shirts and hats. Hawaii hunters and fishers, I need your help. They've got really cool t-shirt designs for a variety of the 50 states that sort of showcases some of the wild game that a lot of hunters and anglers get after in those particular locations. So they don't have one for Hawaii yet, and I've kind of pushed on them in the past to maybe make a t-shirt specifically for Hawaii. They've left that up to me and to you guys as well. So I want to open that up to you if you have ideas of what types of designs we can use for this Hunt to Eat t-shirt for the state of Hawaii. I had some thoughts maybe of some sort of ulua or a pua, a pig, something like that. Maybe some axes deer from some of the other islands. But if you have some cool ideas, definitely leave them down in the comments, and we'll get those over to the Hunt to Eat crew. And maybe we'll get you guys a t-shirt for those that are able to help us out with that design. It's been a while since we've been out and about getting the fish and the wild game. We did manage to get out and do a little bit of night diving, which is, you see some of the video footage of that today. You'll see some interesting observations that I was able to check out when I was going night diving for the first time. Those of you guys that live in Hawaii, it's nothing new for you, right? Like, you guys have been night diving, many of you, since you were kids. But for a kid like me that grew up in Kansas in the middle of the US, I didn't have access to the ocean. I sure wasn't going in the ocean at nighttime. So it was definitely a new experience. I was lucky enough to go with Nye and Jonah, who you've seen on this channel in the past, doing a bunch of spearfishing sessions with those guys. Got some lobster, ended up taking about 5 home when we split them all up. These Slipper Lobsters look kind of like a demon spawn of sorts. If you're not used to seeing them, they look crazy. I've got a couple photos from this catch, and then also last year before the season closed in the spring. My guy buddy Nye gave me some, so they look pretty crazy. I'll definitely make sure to link those maybe here. I don't know how this will work, but we'll give it a shot. The second type of lobster that we go for is known as the spiny lobster. And these guys are more like your traditional, like what you would think of in terms of lobster you get in a restaurant, at least from where I'm from in North America. The only difference is they don't have these like big claws. They're just sort of Sad's big claw, which is unfortunate, right? Because there's tons of meat in those claws, but they taste amazing. So the tail's just like what you would expect from a lobster tail. And even same with those Slipper Lobsters, you eat the tail out of those guys, they basically cook up and behave just like you were to use like a crab or another lobster you buy in the store, lobster tail. A lot of times you buy lobster tail in the store, but it tastes so much better. Maybe because it's fresher and location's a little bit different, but to me it tastes a little bit sweeter than lobster I purchased in the store in a restaurant. And also it's a little bit more satisfying when you got it yourself, right? So it's pretty cool, amazing experience being in the water in the ocean at nighttime. We lucked out and had some calm conditions, so I hope you guys enjoy this video and some of this footage covering that dive. Welcome to the darkness. Immediately we get in the water, it's pretty crazy. Being in the ocean at nighttime, it's nuts because all you can see is the light coming off your flashlight and then your dive partners with their lights as well. Our goals here are to look for the eyes of the lobsters. They tend to shine a little bit brighter. They kind of look like copper pennies that would be on the ground at night if you shined a flashlight on them. You can kind of see some of them in the coral, some of the young guys, and what you end up seeing is a lot of small fry, or like, you know, small baby lobsters that are still developing, and their eyes show up just the same.
This is fucking dope.
It was a new moon during this dive, so there wasn't a lot of light, which is optimal for looking for lobster. So you want it as dark as possible because that seems to be when the lobster come out.
When you shine the light, you'll see like the bright eyes.
Okay. Yeah, when I was down there, I saw some baby. It looked like shrimp almost.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Okay.
So although you're looking for the eyes of the lobster, once you spot them, you don't want to shine your light directly on them because you'll scare them away. So it's kind of this balancing act. Here you'll notice that I actually spot a lobster. It's at the top of the screen. It's at the top of the screen. I notice it and I immediately shine my light away. And then I try to take a drop, and it's easy to get disoriented underwater when it's night. So you basically have to pick a spot, dive to it, and then try to get on point once you get under the sea. Once you get up to the lobster, you notice I kind of get close, I try to grab, and in this case, its tentacles were facing me and immediately bolts. See it swimming away here. Pretty nuts. I'm frustrated. Thinking, bummer, man, that was like first lobster attempt.
Did I like approach that correctly, or what would you have done different?
Oh, was there a lobster?
Yeah. I had my hand on one.
Oh, so did you miss it? Like, what happened?
Well, I like he was on the side of the coral, and I saw him and I shined my light away, dove down, kind of snuck over the coral, and as soon as I kind of crept up, he bailed, went down, got down, I touched him again, and he took off again.
How big?
I mean, he was a good size. He was like an eater.
Nice.
He was a spiny.
I don't know. Yeah, just commit hard.
Just go hard. Because you have to.
Don't let their feelers touch you.
Okay. Because he was facing me. Maybe that was the way.
Yeah, you want to kind of go from the back.
Okay. Yeah, he bailed.
Thankfully, I always have Nye to ask questions when it comes to this stuff. Nye and Jonah have been doing this for much longer than I have, like throughout their whole lives. So for me, it's nice to be able to come up and be like, hey, like, what did I do wrong there? If you ever caught crawdads in a creek, or a creek, I call it a creek, it's similar, right? So you have to go in from behind so the feelers, their feelers don't touch you. Because as soon as they get any sort of inkling that there's something close, they bolt and they swim away from you. So you have to come from behind and grab them on top of the shell or on the tail and then hold real tight. Here I dived down to look into a hole, and there was a lobster in the hole, and you could barely see the tail here, but I didn't have any reinforcements, and we couldn't make a proper attempt to try to fish this lobster out of this crazy hole in the middle of the ocean at nighttime. Trying to communicate at nighttime is even more difficult as well, because you can't just like motion somebody to come over and help you. Once you get to the surface, you have to go over to the person, tap them on the shoulder, and sort of get their attention either with your light and kind of flash the light to try to get somebody to look over to you. But it's very difficult. It's much different than diving during the day. In this instance, I see a lobster that had been scared out earlier by one of the other guys, and it's going across the bottom of the sea, and I see where it goes underneath this rock, and I immediately go for the kill. We ended up catching that lobster. It goes right in front of Nye. We grabbed him, and turned out it wasn't him, it was a her. We're not supposed to catch the females, so we had to let this one go.
Here's the first chance I had on a slipper lobster, and you'll notice I quickly shine the light away as soon as I notice it's there and try to pounce on the thing, sort of like a cat, but it doesn't work out that way. Once you grab these guys though, they like kind of fall up on you. So once you have them, you've got them. The spinies, they fight you to the end. The slipper lobster is a little bit easier to hold on to. Put them in our bag of lobster. You notice we got one spiny in there. Here we go, getting another one. Probably the best shot of the night with the way the light works. Smaller guy. The slipper lobster's tail has to be at least 2 3/4 inches in width. Thanks for watching this video. I appreciate you guys watching this video. I know it wasn't the most exciting video that I've produced. Doggo's taking a pee in the background. Well, I'm pretty stoked to announce the partnership with Hunt to Eat, and I promise we'll be doing some cool stuff. We're almost to 100 subscribers, so jump on that subscribe button, smash it, hit the like button, and leave a comment if you're interested in getting involved in the giveaway we'll be having once we hit 100 subscribers. Again, we'll be doing it again at 500 and then again at 1,000 subscribers. So get psyched, get outside, use your public lands. That's what this shirt says right here. It's public lands, hunt like you own it. Get out there and have some fun, get some fish, get some meat, and get outside. We'll see you guys in the next video.